One of the things as a funder that I really try to balance is my voice and my leadership role. So although we were involved from the beginning as initiator, now I try to make sure that I speak last. And certainly I have a point of view, but what I often find is that my point of view has already been represented by others in the room, and so I don't always have to say the things that sometimes in another situation a funder or an investor might say. I think one of the most important things for a funder to do early on is to build their understanding of the landscape. And so do they understand their geographic area, whether a national funder or state funder or a local funder? Do they know what the issues are and what the problems are? So having a really good understanding of the available data is, for me, the first step. And so we wouldn't have embarked on this had we not done that scan of our state and arrived at these 5 big regions and really tried to understand how we could impact a region. And who are then the partners that you would engage, and so in our case it's the districts and the higher ed leaders along with workforce organizations and others. And so if you have an understanding of what those problems are, then this collective impact approach makes a lot more sense. It's a lot more doable because then you know what the outcome is that you're trying to achieve. And even if you don't go into it, at that initial stage, clearly understanding what the outcomes are across, in our case, 4 counties or across an entire community, at least there's alignment around what the data is. I think one of the most important things for nonprofit organizations or school districts or universities, anyone, at least in education, that's trying to increase educational outcomes, is to look for like-minded organizations. Who are the people that, regardless of if you agree on approaches, you may agree on the outcome, and start building that coalition of the willing. And looking for people who, on the funding side, share those same priorities. And so, there's a pretty small universe of funders usually who would be interested in a particular geography and a particular issue area. And so that then leads you to a natural set of funding partners. And, I think, again, from the funder's perspective, if someone comes to me and says, I know we have an opportunity, here's how I know we have that opportunity, the data that we're looking at, here's what we think we're going to do, not just one thing, but a set of things to impact the students in that area, and then here's how we're going to know if we were successful, I can get excited about that kind of a conversation with anyone. And so I think that, realizing that from a funder's perspective, at least those of us that are interested in collective impact, we're really trying to help communities solve problems. So we need to understand what those problems are from the community's perspective.